I'm Lisa Camille, the Confidence Goddess, giving women ways to be cool, charismatic, and in control through a range of life situations. How to be confident when dealing with self-criticism. In the last video, we talked about how to be confident when dealing with criticism from someone else. Now, that can actually be easier sometimes because you have the confrontation and the person giving the criticism walks away. They move on with their lives and file it in the back of their minds, usually, okay? With self-criticism, there's no walking away, is there? It can sometimes be like a broken record that plays over and over in your mind, and you wake up with it and you go to bed with it, and it becomes exhausting, bringing your energy down. That's why it's important to have a strategy to deal with it, because it affects your life and it affects how you function. Now, with self-criticism, that can pervade every aspect of your life, can it? I was actually trying to think of examples to show you how I deal with self-criticism in my normal life, and I couldn't even think of one because there are so many. You can self-criticize for anything, can't you? From how you made breakfast, to which way you drove to work, to how you dealt with that project. It can be through every aspect of your life. So a strategy is absolutely key. And here's a way to deal with it. Firstly, recognize that it is a voice. It is a voice that is not the truth of who you are. There's a difference, there's a separation. Now, some people call that voice your wounded self, or your abandoned inner child, or your fear, or your ego. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but know that it is known that that voice is separate. It's different from the truth of who you are, you living in your goddess self, your divine wholeness. Okay? Now, the way to have that awareness is to call it out when you hear it. To actually say it. Oh, I hear it. I hear that voice. Recognize the tone and the energy of it, because you'll feel it. You'll feel when that voice comes in. It'll have a fear-based kind of feeling about it. And recognize when that comes in. Once you have that awareness, you actually say it. Say, oh, thank you, I hear you, okay? And acknowledge that it's there. Then you create distance by setting boundaries. And you thank it for what it's saying. So, thank you very much. I appreciate that information, almost like you're dealing with a completely different person. A great way to have that separation is using a journal or a diary and sit down and write out actually what's actually coming through. And a journal is a great way to do that, because journaling gives you the space. You sit down, you're in quiet, and you get the mental space to have clarity about what's happening. And all that stuff comes up and you're able to write it out and actually see it on paper. It's really a powerful tool for self-empowerment and for healing. The next thing is, once you've gotten that information, is to make a decision and to take action, because that creates a boundary and it defines how you move forward. Okay, so you look at the information that comes up and you go, okay, well, this is the decision or the action that I'm going to take based on that. All right, and that should give you a little bit of space and a bit of distance between the voice and your truth, because you're going to deal with it as information coming from an outside source. Treat it in the same way.